All right, welcome back to Boring Reviews. Nick here.
Peaceful here.
Oh, very nice. And Peaceful and I are excited to continue on with some Ricky Gervais. And he is joking about who knows what. This is his out of England tour. When I say who knows what, we haven't reacted to this party yet, so we have no idea. We are more than halfway, no, almost exactly.
Almost halfway.
Almost exactly halfway, which is kind of crazy. We're off like 50 seconds or something like that. We're going to continue on. I've been enjoying it. I think she's been enjoying it. We have all the other previous 4 parts on our channel for you to check out.
Except for, apparently people think that you don't like him and that you're in pain watching him.
Really?
Yeah, that's what some of the comments I had read them a while ago said.
Well, I can assure you I have been enjoying it. Absolutely. I'm not in pain. I'm not unenjoying it. I don't think I enjoy it as much as like Mickey Flanagan or something like that, but I have been enjoying it a lot. I've always liked Ricky Gervais and his humor. But it's interesting that that's the way I'm showing it.
Yeah.
I'll accept that. That's the way it looks, but it's definitely not how I feel. If you like our reaction to this anyway, please don't forget to
like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you can be aware of our next uploaded video.
Here we continue.
I love it.
I like those odds, but don't. It's... Socrates said that fame is the perfume of heroic deeds. Fame is the perfume of heroic deeds. Well, it probably was back then. There was no Heat magazine and Big Brother. You actually had to do something to become famous. You were a great scholar or a leader of men. And all the way through history, that was the case. 500 years ago, the most famous man on the planet was Leonardo da Vinci because of all the great things he did. He was a painter. He was an inventor. Oh, go on, mate. Sorry. I can't do one-on-one, it's a big place. In a much smaller room, I'd still ignore you. Shush. Yeah, Leonardo da Vinci. It really annoys me when you hear these people go, you know Leonardo da Vinci? Yeah, he invented the helicopter. No. Yeah. 500 years ago, he invented the helicopter. No, he didn't invent the helicopter. Doing a sketch of something and going, this'll fly, isn't inventing anything. I think back then he'd have folded under questioning, so I go, wow, how shall it fly exactly? Sir Isaac Newton, most famous man in his day because of all the great things he did. The laws of motion, discoverer of gravity. I was talking to Carl Pilkington. Yeah, he's a different sort of genius though. And we got onto science and stuff, and he was going, who's the best, who's this and that, and I said, well, I suppose Isaac Newton's generally considered the father of modern physics, and he went, what was so good about him? I went, wow, he did the laws of motion. I went, he discovered gravity. Carl went, what? I went, he discovered gravity. Carl went, it wasn't a problem. I went, what? He went, we weren't all floating about, were we? I went, no, listen. No, the story goes, Isaac Newton was sitting under a tree one day, and an apple hit him on the head, and Carl went, why wasn't he at work? On the subject of fame, right? Did you see Celebrity Love Island last year when Bianca Gascoigne said her all-time hero was Callum Best? And we were talking about this the next day with Carl and my other friend Glyn, and Glyn went, Callum Best? But he's only famous because of who his dad was. And Carl went, yeah, but you could say the same about Jesus.
Oh, wow!
Fucking hell. He's got a head like a f***ing orange. Oh.
I mean, that's a good line, but wow.
But nowadays, you can become famous for nothing, really,
Yes.
just being famous. You can just go on, you can go on Big Brother and be famous. But for what? Well, Kinga, she's famous because in front of 56 cameras on national television, she shoved a wine bottle up her vagina. What do her parents think? When the neighbours came round the next day and went, saw your Kinga on telly last night. Oh yeah, what was she up to? She was up to the label.
What was she
Nadia,
up to?
first transsexual winner. That record's safe, I think. She went in there for slightly different reasons. Hers wasn't fame, per se. Hers was affirmation, really. She wanted to prove something to herself and the rest of the world, and she didn't tell the other housemates she was born a man. She wanted to see if they believed she was a real woman, and they did, to be fair. I remember the blokes talking up behind her back one night, and they were going, that Nadia's a ugly woman. They spotted the jaw and the big hands. Do you know what I mean? It's always the giveaway, isn't it? You can have everything done. You can have all the plumbing done, electrolysis, paint your nails, and do all hair, makeup, lovely dress, shopping in Tesco's, whole loaves of bread. You've done the difficult bit. Get smaller hands.
Get smaller hands, yeah.
Doesn't matter from where. Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? It's just well, they might be odd, but at least they're... Or maybe you get one and wait for that same person to re-offend. Leave your wallet lying around the town square. Got it. Yeah. They still go with a hook out there, don't they? There must be something better than the hook in this day and age. Unless you're escaping from one old ship to another, there must be something better than the hook. You lose your hand, right? You go, what, have a hook? Carry shopping, that's it. I feel sorry for Captain Hook, because he shouldn't be defined by his disability, should he? I'm assuming his surname wasn't Hook. If your surname was Hook and you lost a hand, you'd go anything but a hook. It's too obvious. Yeah, they went, we're calling Captain Hook. It's an insult, isn't it? It's like calling Stephen Hawkins Dr. Chair. I think of the first sex change operation. Never been thought of, never been conceived of. You are what you, that's it. And yet someone, one day, sitting there and went, I want to change. He went to the doctor and went, Doc, yeah, got an idea. Go on, lose them, will you? Chop them off, pop on a fanny. What? Lose them, pop on a fanny, couple of tits won't hurt, what's the matter? What do you think? And the doctor went, all right. And you have to live as a woman for a year. You can't just go and have it done willy-nilly. You know, you have to think about it, and you come back after a year and go, I'm sure, I want it. I want the change. You're going to make me into a woman? Yeah. Breasts? Yeah. Real breasts? Well, you won't have be able to breastfeed. Vagina? Yeah. Real vagina? Well, again, it won't have a cervix. No. Take a cock, though, will it? What? Take a cock. Well, I'll just make it. I don't want to know what you do with it. It's up to you. No, it needs to take a fair old cock. Well, I'll leave some room, but I'll just make it. Don't tell me what you're going to do. Yours. It's, no, it's just that I love cocks. Do you? Well, yours will be in the bin in a minute. You can take it home with you.
Oh, my.
Do you think they'd take it home with them? I would. Pop it under the pillow for the knob fairy. That must be worth a bit, mustn't it?
Knob fairy.
One of the traumas of becoming famous was owning your reputation. It's still the most important thing to anyone, whatever walk of life, in whatever status, whatever you do, owning your reputation. And I think of all those people that did all that great work, then someone just started a terrible rumour about them, like Richard Gere. Someone just said one day, he shoves gerbils up his arse. Why would he do that?
Someone said
He's
that
a
about
pretty
him?
woman. Would he leave the set, go home and go, oh, Julia Roberts is lovely, but I'll shove a gerbil on the arse. Why would he? And even if he did, how would we know about it? Wouldn't you keep that pretty close to your chest? You know what I mean? What do you do? Sidle up to a journalist and go, keep this under your hat? I like to shove gerbils up my arse. Nervous. Or did the pet shop man phone the paper and go, Richard Gere was just in here and bought a gerbil, so probably going to shove it up his arse? Can I have 100 quid? It's just, of course he doesn't shove gerbils up his arse. I know that, but these things go in, and I know that's rubbish. But if I was to meet him, if I was round his house, and I was like, oh, nice to meet you, and he had a gerbil, I'd double take. And he'd see me, he'd go, what? I go, nothing, just a gerbil. He'd go, yeah. I go, a pet. He'd go, exactly. I go, oh. But when he went to the kitchen, I'd have to check. Go, tea, yeah, milk, no sugar. And I'd creep over, I'd lift up the lid, get the little guy out. You'd have to check. That is the only way you can check, really.
That's what I was
'cause
thinking.
they can't grasp your... It's the perfect crime, really. They can't... You know what I mean? They can't call Esther Ranson. He's touching me again, so... Do you remember the one about Mark Ullman? Rushed to hospital with cramps, gave him a stomach pump, and found 10 different types of semen in his stomach. What doctor's this? I hope you feel better tomorrow, Mark. Let's have a look. 1. That's a different one. Who's counting the stomach sperm? Who's got... And the rumour that went with it, to sort of validate the story, was that Mark had just taken a lineup of sailors. What sailors were these? They get out of Portsmouth and go, oh. Gotta dance. Ah. Been at sea for 2 years, my bollocks are bulging. I need a woman. No, I don't. Here comes soft sell. That'll do fine. But you're always in the paper if you're famous. It's never that bad. The last thing that annoyed me even slightly was the Sun called up and said, oh, we know what house you've bought. I went, yeah. I said, we're going to show pictures of it tomorrow. I said, why are you going to do that? And they went, well, we're going to be nice about it. And I thought, well, they could have just done it, but they've warned me and keep on side, and I've got a good relationship, I think. And I went, oh, okay. I said, but don't say where it is and don't say how much it is. So I did it the next day and went, it's in Hampstead and it cost $2.5 million, which really annoyed me because it cost $3.5. And when you put in for planning permission, you put in, do a swimming pool, put that in, that's public record. Yeah. No one told me, so it just appeared in 2 papers the next day, right? But even though they had the same little bit of information, they embellished in completely different ways, right? And the first paper went with, Gervais is in hot water with the neighbours, right? They fear my swimming pool's going to be so big that London's going to cave in, right? The second one went with Gervais is a splash with the neighbours. They love me. Right, and this is an example I have to sort of like fill column inches and sort of make... It's quite sweet, really. Gervais forked out more than $2 million for the house in September. He is said to want to settle down with his girlfriend of 20 years. That's settled enough, isn't it? Leaving the wild lifestyle behind him. Now, you're not to know this, but I am usually in my pyjamas by 6 p.m. I come home from work, the telly goes on, the pyjamas go on. Even if there's company, it's, you know what I mean, my house, my rules, pyjamas on. And if we've got, relatives around, Jane says, oh, not the ones with the holes in, that's all she asks. Do you know what I mean? You don't need your mother-in-law, when you bend over, it's like the last chicken in the window going, he's got a tumour. You know what I mean? It's just, no. But you don't want to throw them away, your pyjamas. They get nicer with age, they get soft, don't they? And they fit you just right. No one's going to see them, I actually invented a game with an old pair of pyjamas with a hole in them. No, you know when it gets sort of really thin and the guy said, then suddenly a little hole appears. You get like a 1/4 inch sort of hole. And when blokes are watching telly, we sort of doodle. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why.
Doodle.
It's sort of like a comfort thing. I think it's anthropological. I think chimps do it. Not on me, on them. No good to me. They haven't got opposable thumbs or anything, so... I've never tried to get a chimp to wank me off, so let's nip that one in the bud. And I discovered, right, that if I pulled out miscellaneous bits of skin, right, no, could be a bit of scrotal sac, could be a hint of foreskin. You only put it out 1/2 inch, you've got to guess which, it's called offal Jim Jam, no. And you just pull it out, just 1/2 inch, right, and you turn to your girlfriend and you go, offal Jim Jam, cock or ball? It might be genius. I'm thinking of selling that to Waddington's. If only for the picture on the box of all the family. Grandad doing that, little cock or ball. Granny going... Actually, Grandad could really pull it out, couldn't he? Shut up, you'll be playing it at home.
Oh, gosh.
I don't have words for that last bit.
Oh, man. I can see it, though. I can see it. Oddly enough.
Please don't do it to me.
Have I ever?
No,
exactly.
I'm just saying.
But I can see it. And honestly, it doesn't have to be just that. The things that we do... And I'm not even always talking about sexual. The things that we do, like behind closed doors, when we're just like not even paying attention and we're just messing around with something, like, you're not going to go around and broadcast that. This guy has no problem.
No.
Could be a joke, but he has no problem talking about it. One thing he talked about Captain Hook. Now, this is where I'm going to push back a little bit. I know it's a joke. I get that. But it got me thinking. They hated Captain Hook.
Mm-hmm.
The whole premise was Peter would go visit Wendy and her siblings in London or England or whatever it was in London, England. And they share the stories of Captain Hook, and she would embellish and she would share those stories with other people and tell the stories or whatever. And so he was always the villain. So, of course, you'd call him after his disability because they didn't like Captain Hook. And if you're a kid, has a hook, he's Captain Hook. So that one I'm going to push back a little bit.
Even
his, completely get it.
Sailors call him Captain Hook.
I know. Because think about it. If someone has a nickname that catches on, even the people that respect you or under you, they might call you that same thing.
I'm going to start calling you my nickname for you.
I don't know what that is, but I don't want to hear it right now. So, we hope you enjoyed our reaction to this part. Against what my face may have looked like, I did enjoy it. I found it very comical. If you did like our reaction to it, don't forget to like and subscribe. What? Don't. Before she gets a chance to. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.
Bye.